What's going on, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to The Drop, which is a weekly series I do right here on the YouTube channel every single Monday, where I sit down and I take a look at the new video games that are coming out over the course of the week, and I'll let you guys know which ones are worth picking up if you are looking to pick up a new game this week. And this week in particular, we've got a lot of Resident Evil, a new Mario game that I'm pretty excited about myself, which is not something that's pretty standard. I don't normally pick up Mario games, but I might actually take a look at this one this week. And then we've got a remake of an NES classic that came out way back in the day, and it was re-released on the Wii a couple of years ago, and now it's coming to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so that's pretty exciting. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So starting off, we have Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster coming to the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC for the price of $19.99. So as the name kind of hints, Resident Evil 0, this is the origin story of Resident Evil, and it kind of follows the story of the Mansion incident, which is where the entire zombie outbreak / virus first broke out, and this is one of the classic games of the franchise, so it's nice to see that it's getting the remastering treatment. So it takes the gameplay and the story from the original and remasters the entire look and feel of the game for the new generation of consoles, so that it feels better than it would if you would just ported it over. The controls are redone, the look is redone, and of course it has widescreen compatibility, so that is always a welcome feature. However, if you do have the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, you might want to consider picking up the Resident Evil Origins Collection, which includes remastered versions of Resident Evil 0 along with Resident Evil itself. And if you're new to the Resident Evil franchise and you want to check out where the series came from, this is definitely the best way to do this, because these are the classic games, the original stories, the original everything that just has a new coat of paint, a new control scheme, widescreen compatibility, 1080p, all of that good stuff, so that you can have a better experience than the people did way back in the day. You know, you're going to be able to see where the series started, and you're going to be able to get the entire mindset of where Resident Evil is coming from, and all of that's just for the price of $39.99. So again, you have Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster coming for $19.99 itself on both the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the new generation consoles, or you can pick up the Origins Collection for $39.99 on Xbox One or PlayStation 4. Either way, you're getting a ton of Resident Evil from back in the day that's just got a new coat of paint on it. Next up, we have Life is Strange coming to the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC for $29.99 as far as the standard version of the game goes, and $39.99 for the limited edition version of the game, which we will get into in a minute. But this is a 5-part episodic series that has been fairly revolutionary to this kind of game. It's one of those games where your choice actually matters in the end, and it can influence the story in a pretty major way. So you pretty much play as a photography student who discovers that she can control the past, present, and the future, and then can save her old friend with these new powers, and they stumble into the fact that someone has disappeared and the tale begins to unravel. So that sounds like a pretty interesting story, and I do know that a lot of people were talking about it whenever the game was released last year, and again, this was episodic, so you could buy a season pass and you could play it as the weeks went on, but a lot of people had gotten excited about this game, and this is one that I might pick up in a sale later on, not necessarily one that I'm going to be getting this week. But with that limited edition includes a 32-page art book, the soundtrack for the game, an 8-track original score by Jonathan Morali, along with the director's commentary, and this has, like I said, been one of the best acclaimed games of 2015, so you might want to check this one out. And for $29.99 for the standard edition of the game, if you are looking to just play the game, that's a pretty good deal if you're on a budget. You know, 30 bucks for a brand new game that was pretty well received last year. It's not that bad of a price, at least it's not in my eyes. Next up, A Boy and His Blob is coming to the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, and this is one that I'm personally excited about. Something about this time of year just makes me want to play platformers. I just finished Shadow Complex a couple of nights ago. I just really enjoy those kind of games around this time of year for some reason, and it looks like A Boy and His Blob is definitely going to fill that kind of void that I've been looking to fill since I finished my last game. The idea behind the game is that this alien comes to Earth, and he is just a blob-shaped form of mass, and he befriends this little boy, and the boy helps the blob save his home world. So it's a pretty shallow story covered up by some pretty awesome gameplay. The way the game works is the blob can change forms, as most blobs normally can. So the boy feeds the blob jelly beans, and each individual jelly bean has a different kind of power that he can transform the blob into some other kind of object. For instance, there's an anvil, there's a ball, and several others that you can use to kind of solve the puzzles that are scattered throughout the world, and that then you can kind of, you know, traverse the world of the platformer, which is a pretty standard concept, but it looks like the Boy and His Blob does it pretty well. If you check out the trailer, it is in 1080p 60 frames a second. I will link it down below, and so you can get a really good idea of how the game is going to play. Personally, I think that it looks really good, and this might actually be one that I pick up this week just because I'm looking for a platformer, and it looks like this one that has survived throughout the years, as like I said, it was originally released on the NES. If it's made it this long, there's definitely something to be seen with A Boy and His Blob, which again is coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC this week, and it came out on the Wii a couple of years ago. Finally, last but not least, we have Mario and Luigi Paper Jam coming to the 3DS for $39.99, and this one really caught my eye. I don't normally talk about 3DS games on the channel. I don't normally talk about the 3DS that much, but this one is one that really looks pretty interesting. The idea of the game is that Luigi knocks over this magical book, and the 2D versions of Mario from the Paper Mario games actually infiltrate the world of the 3D Mario characters, and it kind of creates this imbalance where the 2D and the 3D are intertwined together, and it just isn't supposed to work. And so the whole game is that you're trying to get these two worlds ripped back apart so that they aren't destroying each other, which is a pretty awesome concept for a Mario game. As far as gameplay goes, it's pretty much your standard Mario looking game. Of course, it does have that twist with the 2D/3D intertwining together, but that is a pretty awesome idea, and I do support that kind of thing. And this is one of the headlining Mario games / Nintendo games for 2016, so if you do have a 3DS or you're looking to get one, this is definitely a game to keep your eye out for whenever you do get one, or if you're just looking for a new game to play on it like I am. But once again, this one's coming out this week for $39.99, and like I said, I don't talk about these games on 3DS very much, so that should speak for itself. So there you guys have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, drop me a like down below and comment what games you're going to be picking up this week, if anything, and share this video so that more people can find the channel and more people can figure out what new games are coming out this week. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.